Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are we doing today? I need to get our Facebook group up. Doesn't want me to go live, apparently. I know we're live, but like to find me. There we go. Good morning. I see myself now, so hopefully I'll see your comments. Happy Wednesday, friends. Thank you for your patience. I was a little delayed today, working on a new habit that I am creating. I'm trying. No, I'm not trying very hard. I'm working on jumping out of bed and doing all the things right away without pushing snooze and swapping it with something different. I know we've talked about that, right? We get to swap things out. As you pop on, say hello, say good morning. So glad to see you. I have a frog in my throat still. I believe it was there last Wednesday. I'm not absolutely certain, but it is still there. I was doing really good yesterday. And then anyway, the last time I sounded like this, I had allergic reaction. And so to my cat actually. And so I don't actually know what's going on. But anyway, I feel fine. It's just a frog. So my voice cuts out a little bit. So we will get through this though. We are talking about gratitude. We're talking about creating and manifesting and believing in possibilities this month because it is November. It is a month to be thankful and grateful for everything that we have and that is coming to us. And last week's challenge, I would love to know if you did it. And we don't have to do it in perfection, but were you able to write down a big audacious dream? And were you able to then write down small pieces like they already happened? And what have you noticed so far? If you've done that every day, your heart might feel different. Your mind might start believing. Your thoughts might start changing and creating something different. Maybe you showing up differently in a group setting or showing up differently in work if you're creating something, right? If you're excited, if you're showing up in joy, you're creating something different and something new. I'm going to drink all of this lemon water while we're here. So a lot of times in business, we write Q4 goals, and Q4 is like the last 3 months of the year, right? And so I wrote down 30, 60, and a year goal. And then I wrote steps to do these and create these. So I went a little bit further out than I asked for the challenge. And it is a lot easier when you take chunks out, like how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. When you take little chunks out and you write them down, and then you get to check them off or in a list form, right? And when we're doing this, it's like when we're writing things down, the encouragement was, or what I invited you to do is to write them down like you already did them. Like the list was already completed. Like I got the promotion at work, right? That was the big goal. So how did you create that? What did you do differently to get the promotion at work, right? And so you write these little steps down like they already happened. Something that I've learned about myself, and my business coach is like, yeah, knew that like 4 months ago. And I was like, I am an overthinker. Is anybody else an overthinker? I analyze things and think things have to be bigger and more frustrating or harder for them to work out. Like, I guess I have to work harder to get this result, or what I have already created. Oh, we just have to work that up. We have to rework that. We get to do that live over again. I don't like it, right? Whatever it is, I overthink absolutely everything. So if this lands for you and you're like, Shannon Morrison, me too. Coming in with gratitude and coming in with, I have this goal, I'm writing them down like it already happened, makes your brain think differently a little bit. But yesterday I was talking to my business coach and we were discussing, I love learning. I love joining master classes. I love following Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I love being involved in something that is mindset oriented. Like, I just went to a training with Deb Erickson last week, Journey to the Extraordinary, and it was amazing and brilliant. So I'm constantly learning and constantly putting things in my head. And she asked me a very specific question, and I was like, when are you going to stop learning and just freaking do it? Like, when are you going to know enough to just do the thing? And so if you guys are held back by anything, this resonated with me so much, and I thought about it this morning. So I'm bringing it up to you today. If this resonates with you and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I overthink, I think 3 times, I only do 1 time, I don't even know if that's good enough, I second guess so much stuff, you've got a sexy Kathleen Turner voice. Sharon. Okay, first of all, who's Kathleen Turner? And I know that's probably bad, right? All right, I'll Google her later. That's so funny. I know this 1-900 hot babe voice. Do you like it? Sexy. Yeah, it's crazy. Good morning, Sharon. Yeah, so second guessing our ability will not get us moving forward in the right direction. Will not create anything. Will not get the Thanksgiving dinner done if we're like, oh my gosh, I probably can't even figure out this recipe, right? It's a recipe for life, a recipe for abundance is doing, not thinking, right? Last week we talked about being, a different way of being and a different way of showing up. She's an 80s actor. Okay, well, I should know her. Like, I know Tina Turner. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll Google her afterwards. I love it. I love the shares. Just hear her voice now. Is it like, I hope it goes away, because it's kind of stuck with me for a little bit. And it's like the voice I have. I don't know. So weird. It might have been my walking in the cold with no coat on. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. All right. So that was last week's. Hey, Marisol, how are you? Good morning. This week, I wanted to, oh my gosh, how many weeks are we in? 3? We just have 1 more week in November. This week, I wanted you to do check-in. I want to see how you are doing with your manifesting. I want to see how you're doing with your gratitude. Body, I don't know these movies. Oh my gosh, Erin. Keep trying. Keep triggering this brain of mine. I was born in 78, which is gonna age me, but so maybe I wasn't watching those movies then. Maybe I shouldn't have been watching the sexy voice. Maybe I shouldn't have been watching those movies then. All right, so my goodness, the frog. Okay, so last week we wrote a big audacious goal and we wrote the small steps like they already happened. And I would love to check in with that, and I get to check in with myself as well. and see how I feel about all of those little steps, right? I had a thought in my mind and it went away. I'm trying to figure out who this actress is, apparently. My goodness sakes. I'm so happy to see you guys on here. What could we do next to manifest or change a belief that we already haven't done? Right? I would love to talk about, that's what I was going to talk about, is I just did a gem yesterday. And I haven't done a live gem in person for a minute. And it reminded me of all the things that we have been talking about this month so far, is cleaning the clutter, organizing, making space. I don't know this. I'm going to Google her, Sharon. I don't know her. And being with humans. I am really grateful when I can be with a human in live in real time. And it's part of, I have added to the wellness pyramid that I've been teaching. It's in the MetaPower wellness pyramid for a reason. It's social, like being in good social relationships. And because it's been different the last couple of years, right? And we have been challenged socially and mindsetly and emotionally, and it's coming up in school that the little kids are struggling a little bit more because they've been in masks, and their speech is not as clear as it could be, and just their hand-eye coordination, like it's just affected us completely in the last couple of years, almost 3 years, right? And so being with humans literally is a huge asset for your mind, for your emotional health. And I was so incredibly grateful for the opportunity to see a client that I've had for a long time in person and do gem. And in part of this gem, if you've not known what gem is, generational emotional mapping, and it's ancestral emotional healing. And I am one of 3 humans that do it in the world. And I am really grateful to have been trained and certified in this amazing process. So first and foremost, I was like overjoyed in gratitude of seeing this amazing human yesterday. And I cleaned up my office. You guys, I could have cleaned up so much stuff. You know, you ever getting that like gumption and you're like, all the things are getting cleaned today, right? So I cleaned my office and I'm better in here, so much better. I rearranged things. Oh my gosh. Okay. I got you. I got you. I know I know Roger Rabbit. Oh my gosh. Yes. Kind of her voice. You're right. Okay. I'm with you, Sharon. We got there. I knew we'd get there before the end of my life. And anyway, so we were talking, and part of a big part of GEM and what we teach is the words we say, right? We swap out the negative emotions that are stuck and connected to the trauma, right? Or the negative thing that happened to us, or the negative trauma that happened to our ancestries above us. And part of, yeah, Marisol, I feel you. So I have been working on sidebar. I have been working on different things, right? And I left for the weekend and we came in and I just like threw things around. And so my massage table looked like my kitchen table, right? I had enough dust in here to create a rabbit. How does it get so dusty in here? I have no idea. It's wood floor, but still. Anyway, so like those things, I cleaned the clutter, right? I shifted things around a little bit. And the second human that came in my office was like, oh my God, I really love this right here. It's so pretty. So we've shifted the energy a little bit. And 2 other humans have noticed this. This has been here the entire time that I've painted this wall and that I've been in this office, and we've made this my office. This behind me. And she's just like, oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. It looks really cool up there. I was like, thank you. Because I cleaned the clutter and created something different, right? First and foremost, that happened yesterday. And I was like, I am so grateful for you. And thank you for noticing that I've like cleaned my office. But the second thing we talked about when we're doing our protocol is we pour in positive affirmations, right? We let go of these negative emotions that hold us back, these negative emotions that are attached to trauma or our belief system, replace them with something different. We shift that emotion code into, I am so grateful and loving of my body every single day. Like, that's not an affirmation that I did yesterday, but let's just say that is, right? And we went through the protocol, and it was all of these shamings, all of these frustrations, all of these limiting beliefs, all of these living in like being impatient. And we had talked about that the first week, right? And because I hurt my finger and I learned patience, I had to learn patience. And that came up in so many sets yesterday in her gem session, is patience, because we want things to happen and heal quickly. We want them to be one and done. We want the goal to happen massively successfully in 1 month instead of 5 years down the road, right? Or like instant gratification, but like we want things to happen quickly. We get to work for them, and it's time over attention, right? It absolutely takes time, and we get to do the little steps first. That's why you write this big audacious goal, like, oh my gosh, it makes me nervous and my heart just skipped a beat and I sweated a little bit, right? That's a good goal. And then we write the 10 things that can get us there, like they already happened, and our brain starts believing them. So in this gem process yesterday, we did our gem session. We released everything. We cleared it all. It was amazing. So incredibly blessed, right? To be able to help her with this. And then afterwards, I tested to see if she still was stuck in a belief, and she was. And all the beliefs is feeling worthy about something. I am worthy to let go of not good enough. Like, it's just not good enough feelings, right? And this comes up a lot for women, and I wanted to bring it up today, is we don't think that we matter compared to somebody else. Does that make sense? So the feeling that came up yesterday was that it would help somebody else if she was worthy. Like, so if she felt worthy, it was not going to affect anybody else around her. And so here is a description that I brought up to the conversation, and maybe this will land, because like, maybe if you're like, if I'm healthy, it doesn't matter to anybody else. If I'm doing this thing, it doesn't matter to anybody else. If I'm happy or joyful or healthy, or it doesn't affect anybody else. And that's BS. Okay. So what if you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and Thanksgiving dinner is at your house, right? And you are frustrated and you are negative and you're dropping things and you are pissed off and you are saying negative statements, and you have 30 people in your house. How are those 30 people going to show up? How are those 30 people going to feel? Are you affecting them? Yes or yes, right? Put in the chat. Yes, you are affecting them. If you are coming into the room and you're joyful and you're laughing and you guys are playing games and you're singing music to your favorite, making your favorite recipe for your pies for Thanksgiving, is that going to affect everybody else in the room? Yes. Yes, it will, right, Marisol? And so that was a completely different, like, holy crap. Like, I called her out in love, right? And then we cleared it. We used an essential oil that was an amazing processing. And we let go of that feeling of, if she was healthy, it would affect somebody else, right? When she is healthy, it's going to affect somebody else. And then what I'm going to do next, which again, we learn all the time, is what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use all of those negative words that she had that we talked about and we referenced and we wrote down because we wrote them down, right? And I'm going to turn them around to a positive. I'm going to make an affirmation statement to put into the energy field for her. And so we've done other things, like we've made wallpapers for her phone, and of the opposite of what she thinks every single day, of the opposite of what she sees every single day, of the opposite of what she experiences every single day, so that your brain doesn't always think the negative, right? If you're a race car driver and there's an accident, there's a huge crash above you, we can't look at the wall because you're going to hit the wall. And that's what gratitude is. It's gratitude can be for what you haven't received yet. Gratitude can be for all of what you received. But mindset, belief, and manifestation starts looking towards where you want to go, not where you don't want to go, right? And that is the theme of all of what we're doing. We are looking forward to where we want to go, what we want to create, what we want to have happen, the joy we want to live in, the love we want to live in, the connection with our spouse, our significant others, or our kids that we want to live in, right? How do we want to be different? How do we want to show up different? We get to think about it first. We get to change our language, right? Everything about everything that we do and how we show up is a language we use every day. If we are negative Nancy's, we're going to be negative all day. We're going to be dropping things. We're going to be cussing and we're going to be frustrated all day long. Doesn't mean we got to be perfect. It doesn't mean that it's going to be smooth sailing every single day and we're going to live and enjoy like a Disney movie, right? It's going to mean we get to reframe, we get to learn how to do that. And reframing is really easy for me. I reframe all the time with essential oils, right? I oil up. I feel people all the time. I feel humans, and we're always, like I said, I'm always in Zoom, right? And so I feel people all the time. Oh, that is awesome. Marisol says she's worked with releasing her lack mentality, using affirmations all day, every day. Absolutely. Lack and scarcity. And scarcity, I believe we always go to money in the bank. Money in the bank is everything, right? Lack can attach to everything. Scarcity can attach to everything. And it's abundance and belief of possibility, right? And it goes to an abandonment or not having enough at some point in your life, right? A lot of times childhood, if you were abandoned or you didn't have enough at some point, that will follow through until you work through those emotions throughout your life. I see it all around me in my family. Even if there is enough, even if there's abundance of food and abundance of financial stability and abundance of homes and clothes and the things, people are still in lack or still feel that conditioning, the words we hear from our parents and our parents as parents, right? Those things follow us throughout our lifetime unless we heal them, unless we let them go and release them and we say, hey, this is the programming that I had, but it no longer serves me, right? This is the programming that I heard my entire life, but I'm going to create something different. I am right now creating something different because I want to live in abundance. I get to live in joy. I get to be loving of every minute, right? We have all of these emotions. We have all of these feelings, and not all of them are great, but we only get to experience them for a short time. And so we get to create the life that we want to live every day, right? We start our end our day with gratitude. Our day is going to go better, and to live and create what we want to create. And that's kind of a challenge for a lot of people, is like, I can't create this, right? But you've created your life thus far. If you look back 5 years ago, you've created what you look in the mirror today. And it is time under tension. We've talked about, I was just talking to my client last night, right? Or yesterday afternoon. And I was like, I look at my pictures 4 years ago and my life was completely different, right? We create whatever we want to create. If we are living in frustration every single day, we're creating it because an emotion says we have to live in frustration. If we work 90 hours a week and we still don't have enough and we're not quite making it, we're creating that for ourselves. We get to show up a different way if we want to, if you want to, and you can create anything you want. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it starts with the words, the belief, and the mindset that you can, right? 10% is skill, 90% is a belief that you can. Michael Jordan life, right? I love that. I love that. All right. So I don't know if you guys didn't work on the writing the 10 things and small things down, then I would absolutely encourage you to do that. Mind your words still, right? We're habit stacking. You didn't notice, we're habit stacking. Mind your words, the language you say every day. Apologize if you need to apologize. Come into the room with love and be grateful for what you have, and write down these 10 things. Awesome job, Marisol. Write down your big goal and the 10 things every day that you're going to create that goal to have happen, right? I will rewrite them differently because I wrote them like business, not like personal. And I believe that my business is very personal. And so I get to change it to, I'm going to up the ante a little bit for myself and create that differently. All right. The challenge, let me think for a second. The challenge would be, since we're habit stacking and it's all about gratitude, I would every single day this week write a positive or say something positive about your body to yourself in the mirror at some point in the day, whether it's when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, if you're washing your face at night, if it's your body walked 3 miles and you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sustaining this. Whatever it is, but give your body some love. Look at yourself, tell yourself like you would your best friend that he is beautiful at some point, at least one time every single day this week. And let's see how we feel next week. You like it, Marisol? Awesome. I love this challenge. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do this week. We're gonna say some love, like physically, emotionally connect with our body and give it some love this week by telling yourself something that's goodness about your body. When you look at it in the mirror, when you're on your walks, when you're working out, if you're looking snazzy in that pink dress, whatever it is, get your sexy voice out. Maybe it'll be easier, right? I love it. I cannot wait to hear how it goes next week. You guys have amazing, amazing week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.